careful. You might learn something.
Let's go.
You are now tuned in to the Factual Opinions Podcast with your hosts. I am Pharaoh. Straight facts.
What's up, world? It's your gracious and humble host. I am Pharaoh. Checking in with Will West, the best Nate.
You know it.
This is Factual Opinions Podcast. This is Season 5, Episode 17. We're calling it the Bud Crawford Canelo Alvarez Preview Show, because that is what we'll be focusing mainly on Saturday's 168-pound super middleweight undisputed title on the line between the champ, Canelo Alvarez, and pound for pound king Terence Crawford. But we got a bunch of other stuff to talk about as well. So our friend, the Brown, Bruce Wayne, Big John, will not be joining us this evening, taking another mental health day. We love you, John. I wish I could take one, but
You too,
the show must go on. Brother Will Johnson will be here with us at some point. And I was teasing, Nate let the cat out the bag. We got Cincinnati boxing royalty that will be joining us to give his opinions on the fight and predictions as well at some point throughout the show. So while we're waiting for everybody who will be joining the set today, I suppose we could talk about opening weekend in the NFL.
Yeah, let's talk about that and the college football.
It started Thursday night with Jalen Carter spitting on
a hawk toolie too
on Dak Prescott of the Cowboys. You know, the only thing that pissed me off is I'm thinking about it from the standpoint of being one of his teammates. Because even the 50 grand or whatever that he got, fine, that's nothing to him. It's still a slap on the wrist. But it's like you've been working since April to get to this point, opening night, and you get kicked out of the game less than 5 minutes doing the most heinous act that you can do. And it's not even necessarily, this is going to sound bad, it's not even necessarily that I care as much about Dak personally, just in general. When you spit on somebody, that's like...
That's bound for getting hands put on you.
Or
that's
worse.
What it leads up to. Or even, or it could go to we can go to fight to the death after.
Yeah, because at that point, there's not too much more you could do.
No.
Other than rob me and take a dump on the front porch, or leave the water running like Marv on Home Alone.
Yeah.
What did he say? You left the water running again, did you?
That was his signature.
But no, we had an interruption in the game because of weather, but the Eagles ultimately pulled it out even without their best defensive player.
Yeah.
Dallas looked a little sharp on offense to begin the game, which was to be expected. I think Dak was a little hyped up and he was happy to be back in action, and still got CeeDee Lamb and some weapons out there. But that's how we started. And then we got to the weekend. Something I want to speak on really quickly, and I'll let you go on this too, Nate. Yeah. So our beloved Cincinnati Bengals started 1-0 for the first time since 2021. Which also happened to be the last time we made it to the Super Bowl. But I bring that up because all offseason the talk around town, the talk around the team was they wanted to get off to a better start and stop going with these offers, starting the year off, having to dig themselves out of a hole. So that was what the emphasis was on, and why Zach Taylor allowed some of the starters to play in the preseason. So the goal was accomplished. 1-0. Don't care that it was 17-16.
I don't care. It's a W is a W.
And when did Bengals fans become Patriot fans or Steelers fans or teams with all these Super Bowls? The reason I say this, when we start critiquing victories around here.
Yeah. We ain't got
maybe if you're under 25, right?
Yeah.
But not our age bracket, not those of us that came up in the lost decade. Are we really critiquing victories here?
I'm not. A win is a win. I don't care how we get it done. We can scratch, crawl, anything. I don't care. As long as we got the W, that's all that matters.
If I see one more status, it was ugly, but stop. I think part of that is
What's Kareem's name? I'm sorry.
Anthony Muhammad.
There you go.
I think part of it is everybody wants to see that basketball on grass type feel now, man, where you score a whole bunch of points. There's no defense whatsoever. And the Bengals actually did come out and score on their opening drive.
They did. They did it the right way too. They used the key piece everybody was worried about. They used Chase Brown to get it done.
Yep, and had a 14-10 lead at the half. You know, it's a struggle. It's a AFC North game, and you got a very still what I would consider good defense on Cleveland side, with two of the best defenders in the NFL,
Yeah.
and Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward. So they always play the Bengals tough. I
We
expect,
definitely struggle with them. That's something that we do.
yeah,
We struggle with them every season. It don't matter where we're playing at. It'll be a struggle.
but we got the dub. I'm convinced some fans would rather see a pretty loss than an ugly win, and that makes no sense to me whatsoever.
I'm not. I will take that win any way possible. I didn't care. As long as we
Yeah,
won, I didn't care at all.
that was the whole focus during the off season was to get off to a good start, not have to dig yourself out of a hole, come down to the last minute, last game where you're waiting and depending on other teams to get you into the playoffs.
That's a
And it
fact.
starts with taking care of your business. See, that's the type of game that we would have lost last year, honestly. I mean,
Yeah, we'd have lost that game.
yes, there was some luck involved, but the Bengals played. They made enough plays to win. I'll take it. It's a division game too.
Yeah, that's what made it better because it was a division game. So that was a win we needed on both sides, both columns, the win in
Because
the division and the win in the league. So
The Ravens lost, and that was a classic.
yeah,
I'll give it to Buffalo. They made a nice comeback
they did. That was a good
in
run
that game.
because I just knew that game was over.
Well, it should have been for all intents and purposes, but King Henry
Hmm.
coughed it
Yeah, he
up.
coughed it up real quick. Yeah,
But the team from Allegheny County did not lose.
yeah, and they actually look good.
Yeah, that's the scary part, right?
Yeah, they actually look good.
I was hoping they were going to lose. But speaking of looking good, staying within that same game, and I was going to do this. Okay, there's no moral victories in football. We know that.
Yeah,
But damn, Justin Fields, pause, look good in that game.
he did. He showed it, and he was going against his former team, so he had somewhat of a chip on his shoulder. So
But
um,
I told people there's a difference, especially as a QB, when you're in a situation where you're wanted and they're actually trying to put you in positions to be successful.
hmm
The Bears never in his 4 years in Chicago did as much for him as they've already tried to do for Caleb Williams.
that's a fact. You're right. Correctly.
And then when he gets to Pittsburgh, although he started off 4-2, it's like they still wanted to put Russ in there just to be safe. So both situations just seemed like they were never fully backing him. And Aaron Glenn went out and said, this is my guy. This is who I want. Not the longest term deal, 2 year, $40 million. We're paying you, but you got to show us. And that chemistry with my main man, Garrett Wilson, showed up from the jump.
He did. I think Garrett Wilson and Fields combination is probably going to be one of the most dangerous in the city, in the league
Oh yeah,
this season. This season,
because the guys who really have it and you can see it is something else to watch. I still think the
Garrett Wilson
best
took a hit though.
he did. I still think the best chemistry as far as QB wide receiver that we have in the NFL currently. And yes, I'm somewhat biased when I say this, but
You know what that is? Yeah,
find me another one that's better. That's all I'm
yeah. I ain't found one yet, and I ain't looked for one since.
saying.
So
Burrow to Chase is still the most electric. I mean, they tell those stories back in the day about the guys that would go out there, and I'm talking about going all the way back to the Johnny Unitas days and stuff.
hmm
They would cut the lights out at the field and stuff, still run patterns and be hitting their target. Just boom. I'm talking about that type of
That's a different type of chemistry too.
Yeah. So there's a few, not many in the league. It certainly wasn't Tua to Tyreek Hill on Sunday either.
I think he's ready to go. Just by the behavior and everything going
Brother
on.
Will.
What's up, Brother William?
What's going down?
Was it sharp, G Money?
We knew you was in a business meeting. We figured that's what was going on.
What's going on, fellas?
Nothing much, sir. We were just recapping before we get into any boxing as we, wait our special guest to do that. Talking about the start of the NFL season. Talking about how Jalen Carter basically wasted 4 or 5 months of off-season training by getting kicked out, immediately on your boy Dak.
Was it even 30 seconds in the game? What even 30 seconds into the game?
Now they had literally just kicked the ball off, offense, defense, run on the field, and he spits on it. A little slap on the wrist, 50,000. It's nothing to him. But I'd be more disappointed that I let my teammates, down. At least they won the game. But we moved on quickly to your beloved Bengals, Will.
What was your take on the game?
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly.
A very lucky, much deserved, about time some luck falls in the correct direction for the Bengals.
Oh, wait a minute. I got to acknowledge this guy, the original brain thrust of Factual Opinions podcast. Kurt Cortez says, is Dak a good leader for not reacting, or is he a sucker? The young me would have called him a lollipop instantly.
Yeah, for sure.
Because there's still a part of me that feels like you don't spit on anyone, let alone another grown man. I think Juicy J and Busy Bone had their argument because there was something said to him. I always think about that. Either you spit on me or you tell somebody to do, one or both of those things. You better be prepared to
throw hands. Hands will be
thrown. But the older me, the having coached high school football and just more mature and thinking about the team, I think he was a good leader for not reacting, because you saw what happened. Philly still had enough talent for the Eagles to win without Jalen. The Cowboys can't even think about it without that. And he's the quarterback, and he's the face of the franchise. So he's not well. See, I don't want to do this because I feel like I'm being baited in a sense. I think Dak.
I think Dak. About that, bro. You got to say what you say.
Okay, well, I think Dak is a sucker, period, but not because he didn't react in that moment. That's, I wouldn't expect Dak to actually react, and I think that's why Jalen Carter did that.
It was a like, what you go do type of bait.
Yeah, I mean, it's similar to Will Smith walking off stage and slapping, Chris Rock. He wouldn't have did that if that was Uncle Bernie or Robin Harris, Faison Love.
Y'all say that.
Bernie Mac would have backed up and squared up.
Look, I'm not even calling Will soft. My people come from his same neighborhood in Philly. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying you don't have to be a sucker to realize there's certain people you ain't gonna run up on.
But what I'm saying is, it's convenient for us to say that. But in that time and in that moment that Will was in, only person I don't think that he would have smacked was Jada, the kids, or Jesus. I think in that moment, everybody would have got smacked. The results would have been different.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people are conflating. I think Will would have smacked Mike Tyson, whoever the case may be.
Well, he did make that song back in the day. I think I can beat Mike Tyson.
And I think, we just know that the results would have been different if he would have smacked somebody else. But I think Will was gonna smack whoever that day. That moment.
Maybe because I recently saw that interview with DL Hughley on Vlad TV where he was talking about that, and he mentioned my favorite comedian of all time, Robin Harris, and was talking about guys that were really like that in real life, and he was actually used that same analogy. He's like, Will wouldn't have ran on stage on Robin Harris, and if he did, he would have regretted it.
I still can't believe. I thought that was so staged. It was so serious. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. He just slapped fire out of him.
Nah, can't be.
But I don't know if we. I apologize for being late, but did we deep dive the Zach Taylor decision to punt
No,
instead
we
of kick?
didn't. We didn't. We wasn't even there yet. We was kind of waiting on you
No,
for that.
we weren't there yet. I
Okay,
was just remarking about how Bengals fans from our era are never going to complain about a victory, and how I was getting tired of seeing all the "it was ugly" but statuses that just keep popping up. And I'm like, when did we become the 49ers or the Steelers or the Green Bay Packers with all these Lombardi trophies to our repertoire where we can sit there and critique victories like we the Yankees or the Lakers or something?
so yeah, I think the Bengals, like I said, they should have lost. They did everything in their power to lose the game.
Mm. Everything in their power, huh?
Yeah, they did everything in their power to lose the game, but they won. And if you're a fan, I think that you should be happy about a win. And last year, those were the type of games that we lost.
I did remark
So
on that.
if 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 the wind blew in our favor one time, I think we should be happy about it. Like, okay. And the defense wasn't great, but the defense created turnovers, bend but don't break. I mean, we know the offense ain't gonna perform that poorly again. And Cleveland defense ain't no joke. Like Cleveland got a
Right,
legit
right.
defense. Like they can match corners. The corners can match the wide receivers. Our offensive line is still a work in progress, and Miles Garrett is one of the best defensive ends, defensive
It's
players
kind of
in
hard
the
to
league.
keep him from getting
You
in
know
the
what I'm saying?
backfield.
Like, show me
And
what you can
and they have one of the best defensive backs in the
do.
game,
Yeah.
All Pro corner Denzel Ward from the.
And Newsom ain't the greatest, but he ain't god awful. It
He
ain't
ain't
like
got awful.
he
Yeah,
ain't
I was
Cam
ready to
Taylor
say.
Britt. So
I
they did
just
a good job.
I guess coming off last year where, like you said, so many of those games came down to the end and we weren't getting those breaks, in our favor.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I don't care because, like you said, the offense is not going to perform that poorly again. Not every team has the ability to match up with us and have our number the way that Cleveland basically has over the past 6, 8 seasons.
It's just defensively. It's not even offensively.
And it's the most important stat of the game is W.
Right.
Facts.
As
So
Coach
what
Hearn would say,
I just
you
want to ask
play to win the game.
I want to ask people, would it if we would have lost how the Ravens lost, would that would have made people feel better instead of wanting how we won?
That would
Honestly,
have.
no. Because to quote my daddy, Big Dave, some people will complain if you're hungry with a new rope. It,
Exactly.
it
Like
just.
if the Bengals would have lost, it was this same old Bengals every year. This, that, and other. They lost to the Browns. If we blow the Browns out, it's oh my God, they just beat the Browns. It ain't nothing about time y'all won a opening game, and it's the Browns. They horrible.
Just win. It's like, and I do want to pivot back to the NFL because we were talking about a few different things, but it's sort of like in college where I was telling our boy Charles, Chuck, aka Charles Lawrence, Charlie Do Right. Shout out to Charlie. Actually, I tag him, Nate, Charlie Do Right. I was telling Charles after the number one ranked world famous Ohio State Buckeyes opening victory against supposedly then ranked number one Texas and Arch Manning 14-7 at home. A lot of people were even critical of that because it wasn't as spectacular and high flying. It was just a 14-7 victory. But I said, well, these are two really good football teams with some of the best talent that you see in America. And yes, in opening week, I don't think either side, whether we're talking about Shark down there at Texas or Ryan Day up here at my state capital, wanted to do anything to put their first year full time starters in harm's way or do anything to ruin their confidence right away. So Julian Sand wasn't asked to do much other than just win the game. And the reason that's important is because I hope Ryan Day remembers that come that last Saturday in November. Win the game. Forget style points. Forget listening to outside people. Whatever it takes to win that day and whatever game plan, play calling that's necessary to do it, just win the game.
Mm-hmm.
We'll fix the rest afterwards.
That Ohio State defense is. Y'all might have had the best hire of the offseason.
Yeah, hiring him, bringing him in was
That might have been the best
a
hire of
big
the
thing.
offseason.
Yeah.
And you know what's crazy is there were so many people that were against that hire. There was a lot of backlash to talk about Matt Patricia. Let me tell you something. He totally befuddled one of the best play callers in America, Steve
Shark was confused.
Sarkisian.
Yeah.
And Arch had no idea what he was doing.
Hey, Shark was confused.
I know it was.
Like,
And there literally
Shark-
wasn't anywhere to go. If you go back and look at some of those plays, there wasn't anywhere for him to throw. And the reason why is what you were getting at. That was some high level NFL coverage. I studied under Bill Belichick stuff going on.
bruh, Shark is one of the greatest play callers college football history. Like, you can't take that away from me. That man, he gonna get some points, put you in a position, put his teams in a position to score. That he looked like it was me out there trying to go call plays against Matt Patricia. Like, he didn't. It looked like after a while, it looked like
he looked
befuddled.
Bruh, it looked like he went to them, grabbed them around, grabbed the board, and said, "Okay, you run a go, you run a comeback." like he was just drawing plays on his hand. He couldn't do nothing, man. So,
I mean, and without getting overly technical, the stuff that was happening, the coverage, switching it up, playing one coverage on one side, another on the other side, like that. It was some masterful stuff. And then when
the schemes is really what did it, though. The schemes was really killing him. It was
Arch
killing Manning. Manning was confused.
Arch made one perfect throw the entire game.
Yeah,
it was on my man Jermaine Matthews, who still played a phenomenal game, and I love him because he's a talker and backs it up, and he's a Cincy kid from Winton Woods down here. But I was trying to tell Charles because he was like, "No, man, he got burned." I said, "Not really." I said, "Arch threw a dot."
That was the only time.
A dot. Like, Matthews was there, and there was only one person that could have caught that football, and it was the Texas wide receiver. So, the champ.
Hey,
what's up with my brother?
What's going on, man? I don't know if I just supposed to kick the dough down like that.
Yeah, it's cool. You came in right on time, Brody.
Yeah, we was waiting on you. We was talking about your Bengals first.
Who they, man? Who they?
For sure.
It was ugly. We did everything we could to lose, but
Will just said that.
That's what Will just said.
Yeah. Hey, that first win of the season might mean something.
Yeah, that might get us over the hump.
But as we said, brother, from the era that all of us come from, we can't complain about victories.
Nah, you hear me?
Hey. We'll take it. That's the first time they won an O since 2021.
Pops used to say we'll take an ugly win before we take a pretty loss any day. You hear me?
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
They want that Ravens-Bills classic come down and lose at the end. I'm like, no, I'll just take the 1-0.
That's how you get stressed. That's how you start losing hair.
We lost like 4 games like that last year.
Yeah, we did.
What's going on, man?
I can't call it, man. Living the married life now. Huh?
Yeah, congratulations again, man.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it.
He still owe you a steak dinner though.
Man, I ain't want to say nothing. You hear me? I ain't want to say
I
nothing.
owe them. I
He
know.
came all the way down here and I ain't getting no steak. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. I owe them.
Hey,
He was down there in Houston
Yeah.
too.
it reminded
I
me
was
of that
with him
part.
and everything. He took us to this bar and
Yeah,
everything.
bruh,
Duke still talk about that bar, bro.
bruh, it reminded me of that part on Dead Presidents movie. They said, "Let me find out Cowboy like to cheat." Yeah.
I got you, bro. I owe you. I definitely owe you. I appreciate you
For
too.
sure, man. No doubt, brother.
We be
So
back. We'll be back.
for everybody, and I'll be winning this time. So for everybody watching, they should know who this young man is, but y'all know I like to do introductions anyway. So we have the Sydney Game Olympics from the year 2000 silver medalist, Robert A. Taft High School Hall of Famer, Cincinnati Public High School Hall of Famer, the legendary boxer Ricardo Williams in the house.
For sure, appreciate you, brother. My man, appreciate you.
Yes, sir. So you know you made it big when you watching somebody from your hometown on HBO Boxing After Dark. You know, I remember all of that.
Yeah, man. Good times, man. Good times.
So we'll pivot away from the football because I want to really get into this important fight and to get your brain going. I don't know if we did this the last time you were on. Let's say you invented a time machine, champ, and you could have any two boxers in their prime in the ring and watch that fight as a fan. Who would it be?
And they prime. It would probably have to be a lightweight Roberto Duran and Aaron Pryor.
Woo!
Yeah,
I like
That
that.
would be a fight.
yeah,
Hands of Stone versus the Hawk.
yeah. At 35, that'd have been crazy.
Yeah, at lightweight.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about that, and that's a perfect segue. I think for me going into this fight, the biggest factor is going to be weight. We got Terence Crawford, who, in my opinion, I mean, you can make an argument he's a natural 140, but I'll put 7 on him and say he's a natural welterweight at 147, and he's jumping 2 classes up to super middleweight.
Right.
Bud is 41-0. Canelo, I believe, is what 62-2 is his record.
Something like that.
Hold on, there. I'm a little.
It might be a little bit more than I think. He got like 70 fights, if I'm mistaken.
But I know he's only got 2 losses, and the
Yeah,
reason I
sure.
highlight that is because his only 2 losses are
He's
outside
63-2.
63-2.
63-2-2.
His
Okay.
only 2 losses come with him fighting outside of his natural division, which is this 168 super middleweight division that they're fighting at. Is when he went down to 154 to fight Floyd, and when he went up to 175 to light heavyweight, he lost.
Yeah, he
Right.
lost Bisbee.
So he's comfortable. So
Right.
can you kind of, for people that don't understand, explain what Bud is going to be facing jumping up 2 weight classes and how, or if you think that'll affect him?
First and foremost, Bud's my favorite fighter, man. So, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I think this is a hell of a task for him. You feel me? And when it comes to weight classes, I mean, when a person jump up 2 or 3 weight classes, usually the opponent is like basically cherry picked. You know what I'm saying? For example, Roy Jones, when he went up to heavyweight,
John Ruiz.
He fought John Ruiz. He ain't fight Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson, none of those
It's a
guys.
fact.
And mind you, when he won the title, he ain't trying to defend that motherfucker neither. He gave that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? It's too much smoke up there, and it was like he picked the right opponent. You know what I mean? And that's how it usually be when a person jump up 2 weights like that. Another example, even Andre Ward, he said he's coming back. He picked Anthony Joshua. I mean, not Tyson Fury, not Usyk, not
Nope.
none of those big guys. Somewhere suitable, a fight that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? A fight that makes sense. And I feel like Terence Crawford, he gonna have to. This might go over a lot of people's head, but Terence Crawford, he's gonna have to remain Terence Crawford for the whole fight.
The whole fight.
The
Yes.
minute that he turned into Bud, it's gonna be problems. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on, champ. I'm gonna give you measurements. They both were at 5'8". Terence Crawford has the reach by about 3 inches at 74 versus Canelo 70. And Terrence, they're saying, is weighing. He's at 188 centimeters, and Canelo is 179 centimeters.
The
That don't
thing
mean
is,
nothing. That don't mean nothing. They might
Yeah.
be 5'8", but Canelo a different type of 5'8". You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
right.
I'm 5'8", but it ain't gonna look like I ain't gonna look like nothing standing next to them boys. You know what I mean? Standing next to
Mm-hmm.
Canelo, it's just different, man. And they got weight classes for a reason, and you know he gon' usually, like my pop said, you usually always take the great big man over the great little man. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And everybody saying like skills win fights. Canelo got skills.
We
You know what
got
I'm
the
saying?
skills. Yeah.
Yeah, they got skills. But like I said, like he gonna have to do a lot of things that he's not comfortable with doing. Like, you know, like instead of trying to go toe to toe with Canelo, he gonna have to get comfortable with holding, walking him back to the middle of the ring, and just being smart.
Mm-hmm. I
So
think the
so
ring IQ is really what's going to stand out due to the
but they
fact that,
both are like extremely smart in there. I
yeah,
think the champ, and correct me if I'm wrong, you getting that he's gonna have to play a little bit of that mongoose
For
role.
sure, for
yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
for sure. Yeah, that's a
sure, for
fact.
sure. Cause you got to think, man. Look at Canelo's past opponents. Like he been fighting some big guys, and he been rocked. We ain't never seen him hurt. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I go back and I look at Terence Crawford's fights. He get hit a lot, but he's so good and he adapts so well. But if you get hit by this big guy, it might be over. You might not have time to adapt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he just got to fight a perfect fight. But
Y'all know the
like,
fight I think about with this? Canelo versus Cotto.
yeah,
This is a perfect example of Canelo versus Cotto. With
yeah,
Cotto, the only difference is Cotto was not a great IQ guy, but he had the power. He had the power
I
to
think
hurt.
Cotto had a very good IQ. He's just too small. He couldn't do
Yeah.
nothing with him. He
Yep.
could be too small. He couldn't do nothing with him.
Yeah. Cotto set a lot of traps, and I think he was deceptively fast. I think something Emmanuel Stewart used to talk about with guys like him, and I was even thinking about this with Canelo too, is he's just a bigger bone guy
Mm-hmm.
than some of
Yeah,
the guys he gets in the ring, just naturally bigger. But what also happens with that, I think, is when guys get in the ring, you look at a guy, you don't think he's that fast, and then all of a sudden you find out much different when you get in there. I look
yeah,
at Canelo being a lot faster than people anticipated. So was Cotto. Cotto was a big timing guy though too. For what he
yeah. He
lacked
had a good time. He had perfect
Yeah,
in
time too.
great counter
speed,
puncher
he
too.
would
Yeah,
definitely make up and counter. But I think both of these guys counter well. It's just, and I've never picked against Bud his entire career. They know this. Nate got mad at me at his crib when he
yeah,
did
man.
what I.
Put that for the record, man. I ain't going against him. That's my favorite fight. I just think I'm gonna be a
You gonna be a
spectator for
fan
this.
this fight?
I'm gonna be a fan for this fight, man. But he
Uh-oh.
Oh, the champ.
It didn't cut out. Yeah,
Yeah, he's back. Was. I
I
don't want to
agree with
pick
him though.
necessarily in this fight because what happens with boxing is I lose all of my sports intelligence when it comes to boxing because wind up picking. I usually wind up in boxing picking with my heart instead of my head.
Yeah,
See,
you
the
do it a
other,
lot.
yeah, the other sports I'm usually dead on and I'm never hardly wrong. But I miss a lot in boxing because I'm like, oh, I want this dude to win, or I want Ryan Garcia to beat Tank. Man, if I could go back,
damn.
uh,
That's how you be bet.
yeah,
Losing
that's why I
every
don't bet no
time.
more. I tell you when I quit betting a long time ago before it was even legal when Tarver knocked out Roy Jones.
Mm,
That's when I officially learned anything can
that's a
happen
heartbreaker right
in
there,
boxing.
boy.
Yeah,
Keep
that
up
I
there,
think
my
that
man.
rattled boxing.
Yeah,
That rattled
one
boxing.
punch changes everything.
For sure.
So,
And
so
he
I
was
got
talking cash to him too. That's what made it even worse.
so I got a question with Bud going up them two weight classes. What's gonna be what is he gonna have to adjust to the most? Like, will he have the same speed? Will he be able to embrace punches? Like, what will be the main thing that he will maybe benefit from going up, and what will be detrimental for him going up?
Is it
Man, it's hard to say because he's going up so many weight classes, man. You know what I'm saying? I think he only had one fight at 154, right?
Yeah, and he didn't look
And he
great
looked
in it.
bad.
I mean, but I see a lot of people don't know, and me having a deep amateur background. When you fight guys from Uzbekistan, Russia, they got the type of styles that you cannot train for. You feel me? So I think Bud did pretty good against Madrimov, in my opinion, because that's just something you can't train for. He awkward, you know what I mean? He got a lot of experience, a lot of amateur experience. So you can't really judge him off that. But I mean, he just take before he adapt, he take punishment before he adapt. You know what I mean? Not punishment, but he just take a few shots before he's able to adapt. You know what I mean? And I just don't see him being able to do that against Canelo because he's just so much bigger. You know what I'm saying? But
See, Kurt just said
uh,
the speed will help, but see, that's what we were asking. I don't know. It's just
Will his
sometimes
speed stay the same though?
yeah,
that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's
Like
the
some
thing.
people
Is
ask
the
just
but
speed
to
gonna
answer
be the
just
same?
but to answer your question, like I don't think you can really train a body to take punches. You know what I'm saying? Like and then boxing ain't even something you want to do. You know what I mean? You know the name of the game is hit and don't be not get hit. You know what I mean? You want to know what you stepping into. You know what I'm saying? But that you know what you stepped into when you signed the contract, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The contract signed. So
even
man,
that fight that you mentioned, Champ, was as a comparison, Roy versus John Ruiz. I think there was at least at the beginning a feel out process by even Roy to see if he could take that punch.
yeah,
And
that of course.
actually, there was a spot at the beginning where you could tell that Ruiz kind of, it was like, okay, this is a different, punch. So I'm wondering the same thing as you. Like when Canelo finally hits him with one of them stiff ones, we're gonna find out is he built because weighing 168 for this fight is different than what you naturally walk around at. And see,
Yeah.
that's the difference. Like Bud had to gain weight to get to this 168, hire a whole nutritionist, trainer, and stuff to be able to hold that weight and hopefully keep your speed and your power and stuff. Canelo walks around probably at about 200. I'm
190,
yeah, like
195. Yeah, he had probably a natural 190, 195.
when you hydrate and you get back to your real weight and everything, that's when it will show up. And they get to trading blows. That's when he'll
Mm-hmm.
learn the difference between
I
147
think the body
and
punches is gonna
168.
be a. I think the body punches is gonna be a factor this fight.
Yeah, I can see that.
Because when Canelo gets in that mode, he don't turn into a head hunter. He turned into a body puncher. I
But I
think
can
I
see
think
I can see Bud doing what he normally does. Him and Floyd, I've noticed at the beginning, especially the first few rounds, they tend to be, I don't know if you want to call them a slow starter, but they're adjusting. They're scouting you out. They're
yeah.
figuring things out before
And,
they
and,
start pouring on that
and,
arsenal.
and another thing a lot of people is forgetting, like Canelo, he's been outboxed before, but he got so much better since those times.
Yeah.
Those people, you know, since he fought Lars, since he fought Floyd, you know what I mean? I don't even count the last little Cuban dude he fought. That was, you know what I mean?
Triple
That was
G.
the Triple G. You know what I mean? All these type of man, it's gonna be an uphill battle, but I mean, he ain't never came up short before, you know. So,
I ain't betting
man,
against Bud, man. After
huh?
after what he did after what he did to Earl, man, I ain't betting against Bud, man.
And I ain't gonna lie, you kind of looking like Bud right now, man. Yeah, you kind of looking like Bud, man. That's why you going with Bud, man. You looking like Bud. Yeah.
Nate almost kicked me out of his house, man. He was so upset.
I
It's
don't even
not
like to bring that up no more,
not
man.
just Spence loss, but the way it happened.
Yeah,
No, I was
that's
the same
really
way,
what
bro.
was
I was
bothering.
the same way, bro. I was hurt.
Yeah, that hurt my
I was
feelings.
hurt, bro.
I
That
wasn't
was sad,
expecting
bro.
that to go down. That was sad.
Yeah.
That
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 was
that
almost
that
that was
legit
almost as
ended his
bad as Floyd
career.
and Gotti, bro.
So what you
Yeah,
guys think about
it
Charlo? What y'all
was.
think about Charlo calling out Spence?
Ain't they on the same team?
They was not anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like this is kind of a bait. I don't think it's genuine. You feel what I'm saying? Because some people you really just want to like, yeah, I want to put hands on dude. I think this is like more of a clickbait type of situation. It may happen, but
I don't like it.
personally, in my opinion, I think Errol's done. But
That's why I don't like it, because you wait till
yeah,
that boy had hands put on him like he ain't never had. I mean,
yeah,
Arrow had some wars because he's a straightforward fighter. I mean, him and the Sean Porter one was a really tough, slugfest too. But it's like I don't like that now you wait, because some guys, and you know this, champ, like some guys are not the same after they first loss.
yeah.
I don't care whether it's early in their career, late in it. I can make an argument. My boy Zav Judah was never the same after he lost to
Kasazu.
Kasazu. Yeah. So it's like you waiting now to where he possibly could be damaged goods. Now I don't want to go there because I hate
But
that
to but
excuse
to
that
but to
people
but to Mill's
bring.
defense, but to his defense, he called out everybody though. He called out everybody. He called out Boots. He called out Virgil Ortiz. He called out everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, to his defense. So I did that. That was just the name that stuck out to me.
But when I think about guys like that, it's like there must be something going on in the background, because they used to train in the same gym, and I don't know if they had the same trainer, but I know they had the same gym down there in Texas, right?
Yeah, they was both
Yeah,
under Derrick
they was
James.
in the same gym in Dallas.
Yeah.
Yeah, same gym in Dallas. Yeah.
Now, what do you think about him, though, champ? Derrick James. He's been under a little heat lately, with a lot of his fighters taking L's. There's the famous saying, after a loss, well, after a win is we, after a loss is him.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I think Derrick James is a hell of a trainer, and from what I see, he make all his fighters put in the work, but at the same time, all he can do is coach him. He can't get in there and fight for him. You know what I mean?
That's a
Yeah.
fact.
Yeah, he can't get in there and fight for him. So
Was he
all he can do.
training Ryan Garcia?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think he's training Ryan
That
Garcia.
last fight, he was. Yep.
Now, see, that's a guy that I had such high hopes for, and is completely disappointing me. Now I know a lot of it is outside of
Yeah, you was off for
the.
Ryan Garcia, and I told you, bro, that you falling for the okie doke.
I
Styles
don't
in his
think it's
fights,
that. I
man.
think he's got problems outside of boxing mentally.
Maybe so, man. You hear me? Maybe so. Yeah.
No, we
But
know so.
He
There ain't
said,
no
we know
maybe. We
so.
know so. He legit has mental illness. We know that. It's
he
just the
messed up
fact
because
that
I wanted to see him and what's my guy
Devin Haney.
David Haney go
The,
at it
the
again
second one. Yeah.
to shut Bill Haney up.
Yeah, that'd have
I
been
think he,
crazy,
I,
man.
I think he would have beat him up again. To be
I,
honest.
well, he would have, I think, but he's another one now. It's like I just wonder, is his head really in it? So are we going to? He said Tank versus Paul is trash.
I mean, I think that's another clickbait fight. Tank took that fight just because the
200
Roach
million.
deal wasn't going too well.
But if you
200
tank at
million.
this point, who else? And like Champ just said, first of all, it's about the bag and who's going
Yeah.
to generate the most money. He's basically ran through anybody that he can fight in his division, or that I feel like he's going to fight.
And since we speaking
But what
on,
does he fight at?
that's why I said, since we speaking on weights, if that's not scripted, what is Tank going to do to hurt Jake Paul? You feel me?
Because he's like 214. Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
like I mean, if that, it's
That's
got to be
crazy.
scripted some type of way. You know what I mean? What are you gonna do? You weigh 135 pounds. There ain't nothing you can do to hit that man. I mean, hurt that man.
Not even through accumulation.
Ain't nothing you can do to hurt that man. That's a bigger task. That's a bigger task than Terence Crawford taking. You feel me?
Yeah, that's four weight class.
Well, we saw another fight that would equally be the same thing, in my opinion, other than the age gap that I'm going to mention. I saw where Money Mayweather signed to fight Iron Mike.
See that
It's just
that I see that right there. Like, that's just like too. You know what I mean? I don't get that. Like, I mean, it's entertainment, I guess. You feel me? But
what was
I
the
just don't. It's just
yeah,
too
what
far of
was
a
that
stretch,
game
bro.
called? What was that game called? That had
What,
all
Punch Out?
the Def Jam and
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Def
This
Jam
is what
Vendetta.
that's what that seemed like.
It's crazy, bro.
Everybody still
That,
want a piece of Iron Mike because they know even at this age he can still bring that bread in because it's just the thought or the idea of Iron Mike. When I saw him in that ring against Paul, I said, yeah, I never want to see Iron Mike do this again because he got me hyped with them training videos. Champ,
man,
He
like I'm like,
did.
man, he still
Sold
got it.
everybody.
I've been boxing all my life, and he even tricked me. You hear me? Boxing
He
my
was in
whole
there
life, he
tearing them bags up.
for 30 seconds. For 30 seconds, looking good for 30 seconds. Say cut. It was over with.
They
Say
fooled
cut.
all of us, boy, with that one. We
That's
should
like
have knew
Bruce.
better. We should have knew better though. We
Yeah,
should have knew better.
he tricked the world with that one.
His age, man, that's all it is. Because obviously Iron Mike in his prime, that dude wouldn't last the 30 seconds in that
I'm talking
ring.
about OVA. Over. You hear me? OVA, man. Everybody know that. Yeah. But who y'all going? You say you taking Bud? Who you got, Will?
Mm.
We're gonna come back to you. Who you got, Will?
I can't go against Bud after what I seen him do to I know Spence and Canelo ain't the same person, but I went against Bud and it turned out like that. So
You talking
until
about Bud
somebody
like I
beat
used to
him,
talk about Tom Brady.
yeah,
Man.
until somebody beat him, until somebody beat him, man, it's hard to go against him.
Yeah, for sure. Ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm gonna sit back and spectate and enjoy the fight, man.
I know I'm putting a bet on both of them, so I ain't
How that
taking no
work?
loss.
He said he could have bet on both of them.
say he gonna bet on MGM and FanDuel.
Yep. Taking a
Somebody
bet
might
on somebody got to lose, but
might want to put a couple dollars on the draw.
that's what I was thinking as well. I was actually thinking about a draw, and that's really where my mind has been. I've been thinking about is go the distance, and they go want them to fight again.
I'm
That's
gonna
what
be
it is.
honest. Like for most of this lead up, even before the fight was actually signed, and even afterwards, I said, "There's no way." I've never picked against Bud, but I'm like, he just can't because Canelo ain't no slouch. Like Canelo is Canelo, and I'm like to jump 2 weight classes and expect him to be able to come up and beat Canelo. I'm like, that's just asking too much even for him. But then in recent weeks, I started to go back, same thing y'all saying, like, man, I just can't bet against Bud till I see it. But
If you're
honestly,
going with Terence Crawford, you don't want to see Bud. Let me tell you the difference, bro.
Don't want
Terence
to see
Crawford.
him.
Let me tell you the difference. Terence Crawford is the type of person that if he get hit, he gonna think to himself. He gonna see him think and adapt. Say that's not gonna happen again. And next time you throw it, I'm gonna do something to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying? Bud is the type of person to get hit and say, "Fuck that. It's time to work." You know what I'm saying?
work
That's how.
time.
Yeah. We don't want to see Bud. We need Terence Crawford to be Terence Crawford the whole fight, man.
And do you think though he can refrain the whole fight from doing that and not get sucked into that mano y mano? I gotta trade, with it. Do you really think he could do that for an entire fight?
Gonna have to.
He ain't got no choice.
Gonna have to. That's mandatory.
Hold on, I'm looking at
Have
the
to.
odds, y'all. Hold on.
Because Canelo's kind of like Pacquiao when it comes to that. Like they can both box, but like you ever seeing when somebody actually does hit them with something, they both kind of bang their gloves together, like, oh, that's what you want. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's
I
what I
just
came to
think it's
do.
a couple. I just think it's a couple of things that it ain't gonna be. It is gonna be small things, but they're gonna be big at the same time because it's gonna be things that other fighters never did to Terrence before, like pushing him back. When he cover up, he's still just throwing punches, hitting him on his arms. You know what I'm saying? Just stuff like that. Like we never seen nobody step to Terrence and just hit him out on his arms, hit him wherever they can land, and it's gonna hurt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's gonna wear you down. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah,
But
They
man,
have Terrence Crawford as the underdog right now. They have him the underdog.
but ain't no better bad bet though.
I think ultimately I'm gonna go with Canelo, but I hope Bud proves me wrong. I really do, cause
Ain't
that's
no
my
bet a
guy.
bad bet.
That's my
Ain't no.
guy. But this is a tall task.
I'm talking about, man. It's an uphill battle, ain't it?
Oh man, I've been thinking about this all week too. I just don't see Bud being effective at this weight class. It's my biggest concern about this fight.
And I was supposed to have Big Cuz on here too, but I don't think he's gonna make it. Rashad Holloway and get
Man, I just talked
his
to Rashad earlier, man.
man.
Earlier today.
See, he's spinning little Cuz.
Yeah. I just talked to Rashad earlier, man. I talked to Robbie Springs before I got on too.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
ain't heard Robbie name in so long.
Yeah. Shout out to Big Bro, man. Robbie, man. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said he didn't know when I spoke to him a couple months ago who he was picking, but I'm sure he got an idea at this point as we get close to Saturday.
Yeah, he got an idea for sure. Yeah, he got an idea. I'm gonna find out who he going with. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
I know he'll get at me before the fight, but something you talked about earlier with guys cherry picking and picking certain guys. Uh, Everybody on this program knows that I was a big Anthony Joshua guy. We was speaking,
I don't
see
know why.
Nate already, cause he was cold, bro. Come on, bro.
He was mediocre, bro.
No, he wasn't. So,
Yes, he
champ, you know
was.
what I'm talking about when we talk about guys after they first loss.
Yeah.
Like Anthony Joshua was clearly never the same after that Andy Ruiz upset. It's like he was always waiting, and I'll say the same thing about my boy, and I love him to death. Roy was never the same after that Tarver
No, he wasn't.
fight. It's like he didn't want to engage in the same way and let them hands go. And I noticed that with AJ a lot because even when he came back and beat Ruiz in that second fight, he was staying away. I mean,
Yeah, he was keeping his distance. He was using the
it was
jab
a
the whole
boring
fight.
fight.
Yeah,
You know,
but
it was
a lot of times when they get dropped, knocked out, or really rocked for the first time, it make a lot of people like gun shy. I
yeah.
mean, it's either gonna do one or two things. So he's gonna make you gun shy, or are you a realist? You're gonna be a realist, like, oh fuck it, this can happen to me too. You know what I'm saying? But
That's what happened to
when,
AB. AB had that problem too after he
but,
got beat up by
and then
Mandela.
sometimes when people be gun shy, they lose that second, that half a step that was getting them ahead,
Yep.
and you know what I mean. Just by them being hesitant now, to being gun shy, you know what I mean, by thinking about the shot that they might get hit with, you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what I mean, so that's what that be like. People just get gun shy, man, and they lose that half a step, and that's what
Let me
made the
see.
competition come up better, you know.
Because the Anthony Joshua that finished off the Klitschko reign and knocked out Vladimir Klitschko was aggressive enough to do that. It's totally different. I thought there were several times, especially in the second Usyk fight, where and even the first one, I'm like the old Anthony Joshua would have took him out when he got him cornered in them ropes. But like you said, you can see the hesitation when guys just don't want to go for it. And I know Emmanuel Stewart described it with Roy in his third fight with Tarver. He's like, man, he's got the speed still to knock this guy out, close this show. But he's like, he's thinking about that right hand that knocked him out cold, man.
Gun shy, you know, and whatever, and when you think about something else, you get caught with something else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's how, you know.
So, Champ, when you was getting ready to fight, let's say you had a big fight like this. I don't think we asked you the last time. What was on the playlist? Who was your favorite go-to hip hop artist to listen to, or if it was another genre that you listened to?
Man, I when I would go running, I always listen to R&B when I go running. But I think
Okay.
back then when I was fighting, what we listen to, what, Master P and all that those type of stuff.
I about to say that was the P
Ballad,
era. He
Yeah,
had a mix. P had an album every week, every Tuesday
yeah,
something
yeah.
dropping.
Master P and all those guys, man. It was about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we listened to back in that era, especially in Little League. I felt like
Everybody was a
Madisonville
no limit
Tigers
soldier, man.
Yeah,
soundtrack
for sure.
was no limit.
Yeah,
You
everybody
know,
was a no
For
limit soldier.
sure.
you
Yeah.
had to when we was playing them
And,
boys from Cummersville, West End, and
and it was
Avondale.
some it was something about mystical too. My daddy kept mystical. In the
Yeah,
mystical in the gym. Mystical, I always playing in the gym. That's my daddy's favorite artist. The man right here.
the
Yep.
man right here.
One of
Mystical came to the hood. You remember
top
that,
five
Nate?
songs of No Limit.
You remember that, Nate, when Mystical came to All About Sounds?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Yep.
man, that day was lit, and he stayed, man.
Yeah, he
He
chilled out for a minute
he signed like every autograph too.
So what's up,
and
man?
went to the hood.
Yeah, man, all the spots got the millies and everything there. But I was kind of like you once I got to high school. Like I kind of switched it up. We know Will is famous for working out the R&B, personal trainer over there. um, but yeah, as I got older, because like I was so locked in when it came to football, like I actually needed to calm down. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't listen to all the boopity boop as my dad would call it. Like I needed to relax. And if it wasn't R&B, it was something like I call it that rainy day East Coast music, like that Illmatic, Reasonable Doubt,
Some
laid
chill
back,
rap.
chill.
Chill
Yeah,
rap.
Yeah. And
yeah. I need.
that's one thing I always had to have when I go running. I always had to have me something loud over my ears. I used to hate to hear myself breathe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I used to hate to hear myself breathe. I remember back in the day, don't let that Walkman batteries die while I'm running. Oh my God.
Oh my gosh, it's over for you. It's over for you.
Yeah.
I remember when I first got back in the gym, I was dedicated enough if I forgot my headphones or they died on me. But now I ain't gonna lie, like if I leave my earbuds, I gotta go home and get them, or it's a wrap. I can't do that cardio without my music.
It's hard. It
Very
is
hard.
hard.
Very hard. But speaking of Rave, I remember him telling me he's the only one I know that used to run with no music. And I said, how you do it? He said, I like to hear nature. I like to hear the birds chirping. This and the third. Man, I don't know, big brother. Yeah, I need that music.
Mm-mm. I ain't never
Nah,
been that type.
my ADD will kick in and I get distracted.
I'm talking about,
Find
man.
find a
The
reason to
5 mile
stop.
run gonna seem like a 10-mile run without that music.
Whew.
Will, you still running from dogs in the hood?
Who?
You
Will,
said
Oh.
what?
you still running from dogs in the hood?
4 days a week.
Hey,
Yeah.
y'all put me to shame. I'm thinking I'm doing something when I get my 4 miles in on the elliptical. These guys come out doing 10-mile run.
Nah, I ain't doing no 10-mile run. I ain't running at all right now. You hear me?
Can't run it all anyway.
Yeah, man, it's over with. I'm too old, man. Yeah,
So you
man.
surrounded by all them Texans fans down there, man. You still be repping the Bengals down
Boy,
there.
boy, they be ready to kill me. I go against Texas every time. I go against the Rockets and the Texans. Every time. They hate to see me coming, man. They be want to throw beer and popcorn on me. Boy. Yeah.
Say
Yeah.
repping that sexy. So did we get a consensus though? Because I feel like Will pick Bud, Nate. I don't remember you actually saying.
I didn't. I said about something about betting on the draw, but I'm kind of leaning towards Canelo.
Champ said he just an observer.
I'm going with the draw.
He going to draw.
That's what the good observer. That's what the good observer say. I'm going with the draw. Yeah. I'm going
Yeah, I
for
might put that $30 on that draw.
that's gonna pay out so swell. Might
Yeah,
even
it's
be able to get.
1,300, I think.
I'm talking about that's a nice steak dinner for a player. You hear me?
I'm
Talking
gonna
I
about,
go.
got you, bro. Next time you come to the city, I got you.
yo,
I'm
brother.
gonna go Canelo by split decision,
Mm.
12 rounder. Cause I don't see nobody stopping Bud. Cause Bud is like literally one of them that like, yeah, you got to kill him to to stop him. Like
But did
his
he get like
trainer.
Canelo?
Say it again.
I said, he said, I don't see anybody stopping Bud. I said, do you see anybody stopping Canelo?
Not at 168. It ain't gonna be Bud.
Triple G was the closest.
Yeah, Triple G hit him with some stuff,
Yeah, he did hit him. He hit him
and
with some.
he kept coming.
Well, one thing somebody asked me, they said, when was the last time Canelo had a sensational knockout? I said the last time a motherfucker jumped up 2-3 weight classes to fight him.
Yep, that was it.
I'm
Because he
Yeah.
stalled Charlo. He stalled Charlo out.
talking about, man. So, but I'm talking about, even though Terence Crawford a totally different fighter than Amir, IQ way better, this, that, and third, but it's just the weight class, man. And that's gonna be the biggest tell. It's the first time he get hit, how he take the shot and how he react. You know what I'm saying? If he get hit and he can take them shots and he can turn it and he can beat Bud and stand in there every now and then, man, he goated.
Now you know something else before we let you go, champ. The angles that Bud Crawford uses messes a lot of his opponents up. Do you see that being a potential advantage for him? Not that Canelo's uncomfortable at any place in the ring either, but just that's something that Bud usually has the advantage on, like his angles and
Yeah.
where he's punching from and getting away from you and keeping you at that awkward distance, as I call it.
Man, it ain't too much that anybody can show Canelo that he ain't seen.
Yeah,
Speed, angles, whatever type of styles. I mean, just check his resume. And not to say that Terence Crawford don't have a nice resume, but that's a resume right there. You know what I mean? It ain't, you can't miss him. You know what I'm saying? He done fought every type of style you can imagine. I mean, like, you can't show him nothing new. You know what I mean?
yeah. So you think Floyd got him at the right time?
For sure, for sure. I mean,
Perfect planning.
not to say he wouldn't beat him later on down the line, but you know, he got him at the right time. He
Yeah.
got him at the right time. Yep.
That's a fact.
He got him at
Well,
the right
folks, I think we kind of picked. I said Canelo by split decision. Nate's going with the draw, but kind of leaning towards Canelo. Will had to learn the hard way, and ain't going against Bud. Champ just wants to be a observer of the fight game.
Come on,
Look for
champ. You got to pick one or the other.
I
Come
can't
on,
do
man.
it, bro.
Man, you got to pick one or the other, man. You can't be in the middle.
he want to pick Bud.
He do. I know
But
he do.
that's my favorite fighter, but it's just uphill battle. Like, it's one for, like, he going up and he ain't picking on anybody. He picking the baddest motherfucker at 168. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going up and fighting Billy Joe Saunders or no shit like that. It's
He's
Canelo,
fighting
man.
the undisputed champ.
You feel me? And if he pull this off, he is the GOAT.
Yeah, he'll be in that GOAT category. He pulled this off.
Ain't nothing to talk about. He the GOAT if he pull this off.
I can see that. The
He the
GOAT.
GOAT.
If Canelo loses, he's retiring. I'm calling it now. If he loses this fight, this will be it.
You know
He's
what's
gonna
crazy
sit
is he's
down.
only 35. Speaking of
I don't think so.
Canelo,
I don't think so because he just, I don't know if you heard it when he announced that he gonna retire after he finished his contract with Turkey on the sheet.
Hey, what do you got? 2 more fights on that contract, I think.
I think it's 3. It might be 2.
Is it?
This might
This
be the
would
first.
be no. This is 1,
Okay, so he might have 2
and
more.
then he has 2 more.
Yeah.
So
but
yeah, I knew it was a 3-fight deal with him. I knew that.
Turkey Al-Sheikh is making dreams happen out here. Fights we never thought we could see before. Cause see, he throwing that oil money around.
Man.
Yeah,
It's
big time.
like y'all want to fight or not? I got the bag. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, you can't say it's the money problem. Like when
No,
Devin Haney tried to say that, everybody was like, Devin Haney, stop lying. Everybody know he got the money. It ain't money. You perping. You don't want to fight who he trying to put you against. That's all it was.
He gonna pay you, but you don't have to fight though.
Yeah, you go have to fight.
Fight, man. You gonna have to
Yeah,
fight.
big baby Anderson took the bag and wound up getting that first L on the Turkey Al Sheet card. I don't think he was
I
ready
want
for.
I wanted to see both of the big baby fight, man.
Oh, you want to see Big Baby Anderson fight Big Baby Miller?
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I do want to see that. That'll be a good fight.
I wanted to see that.
I think the original Big Baby would get it though, as long as he's in shape. And unless Big Baby Anderson has really gotten back in the gym and added a little
They
bit more
said he has, but
refinery
we
to
got to see it.
his repertoire, because I think that's why he lost to that. What's that long arm? I can't remember his name.
I know what you're talking about.
He just got knocked out by Joe Parker,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I forgot. It's kind of King Kong.
who
I can't.
not enough people talk about in the heavyweight division.
So man, that's crazy because he was a sleeper. Like I really wasn't up on him. I wasn't too big on him, and then he just came with that big knockout. I'm like, damn, him and Du Bois.
See, I thought he was gonna beat Deontay Wilder, but again, I was picking with my heart because everybody know I'm team bronze bomber. Say what you want, man. Walked into the gym at 19 years old, won a bronze medal, became heavyweight champ of the world for 5 years. There's something there because everybody can't do that.
That right
I don't,
hand.
I don't care if he a one trick pony or not, because that country right hand got him to a different standard of living.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely did.
Most definitely did. Most definitely did.
And for a while, the only person that solved the puzzle was there's only one.
Like, good, huh? What you think?
I
Handed him
couldn't.
handedly.
Yeah, well, see, most people when Deontay Wilder hits them, they stay hit.
Yeah, they stay down.
That man got up 4 times.
Yeah. What you think his problem is as far as like him fighting?
Who, Deontay Wilder?
Yeah. You
He's
think it's,
flat footed. He has no head movement. He also um, he doesn't use the right hand. I mean that weak side hand for setups too often. He don't do that either. He just got a lot of flaws now that Tyson Fury's demolished him.
I'll let Nate go, then I'll go. But for me, I think he was raised to be a one trick pony, and he didn't have to get by on anything else. Now it's a different fighter because I believe this guy that I'm about to name had a little bit more, skills and polish. But it was kind of like to me Zav Judah because he was one of my favorite fighters too. Like if Zav didn't get by off his athleticism and he fought somebody that was a real pure boxer, he used to have trouble with him. Now they still had to be elite. He wasn't just losing to no bum. But I felt like his style, and maybe because Yoel Judah was a kickboxer by nature, it wasn't like, oh, I was raised like Floyd by Floyd Sr. and Uncle Roger. Like I know this game in and out. It's based on his athleticism. And I think that's what got Deontay by that. And that right hand was murderous. So you know how it is, champ, you fall in love with it. What they say, you live by the gun, you die by the gun.
Yep.
And he fought enough people where he could get by like that. And when he finally came across, the way I look at it, Tyson Fury was the only person to beat Deontay Wilder in his prime. Period. Point blank. And
I
if
think,
and if
man, I think
that's
it's
who you lost to, the lineal heavyweight champ, the one that ended Klitschko's reign and was undefeated himself until
Mm-hmm.
Usyk, that's not a bad knock to me.
I think the two flaws is his defense and his legs. I'm
His
talking about
legs definitely.
his
I
legs.
definitely agree with that.
I think once he started getting like after I think Tyson Fury laid the blueprint and everybody just started smothering his punch. They started leaning on him and wrestling. And
Yeah.
then about later on, he ain't got no steam on that right hand no more.
Well, I heard a lot of it also was Deontay's training, regimen. He switched up his trainers after that second, Tyson Fury fight, and Shannon the Cannon Briggs was messing with him. He was saying Deontay Wilder doesn't like to run. That's one of his things, and that might be why he runs out of steam if you can get him to the later rounds. But it's like you said, though, you also have to be able to lean on him, take advantage of those technicalities, and actually being a skilled boxer. Because I look at it, he fought King Kong Ortiz twice,
Yeah.
and he was up in both of those fights until that eraser came. that
I lost
that
money on fights, yeah.
You
that
lost money
right
on that
hand.
one.
He was winning.
I went with King Kong on both fights. Yeah.
He was winning to that right hand erased everything.
Time, bro. That's the equalizer right there. Yeah, that's the reverse Uno card.
Mm.
But I still think he had a hell of a career. He was part of the triplets that brought heavyweight boxing back. Him, uh, Tyson Fury, and whether Nate wants to admit it or not, Anthony Joshua was a part of that equation, bringing heavyweight boxing back.
I wish he was
I ain't really got a real hate for Anthony Joshua. It's
I,
just,
I ain't
he
claiming.
should have fought. He should have fought Deontay.
They messed that up. They absolutely could have fought, made it a undisputed heavyweight title fight, but all that promotion stuff and getting in the way. And I'm with Al Heyman. I'm with uh, Eddie Hearn.
That still could be a big fight though.
Yeah, I think it can.
Yeah. That still
I
could be
think it'll sell, but like what it could have been, you know what I mean? When they
yeah.
both had the titles, I
That could
think
have
they
been
both
Manila
need that fight.
coming to Manila.
Yeah, they both need that fight now, or the All London affair, Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua.
Are they doing that?
I I don't think Fury is coming out of retirement. He
I
keeps
don't either.
teasing about it, but who's he gonna fight? Like really? We
Shit.
need Usyk to retire, honestly, because
He in the way because he just moving everybody else out the
and
way.
it's not
He in
there's
the way.
look,
It's-
I love a good technical fighter, but there's no entertainment value to Usyk. Even that clubbing right hand that he just hit Dubois with, who I think was an overrated challenger. I'm like, that's the most excitement you've seen out of Usyk the past 5 years.
you gotta enjoy it. You gotta recognize the art, how he
Yeah,
break
man, you got to study. You
down,
got to love the art of it.
breaking these people down, man. He figuring it
Man,
taking
Bernard Hopkins broke people down and it was exciting to watch it. He was technical.
Bernard, you think Bernard was excited?
To me, he was.
All that hit punching, he
The
confident.
pugilist specialist. And he knew all the dirty stuff.
Yeah, I think he was more entertaining later on in his career.
Who be hot?
Yeah.
I
When he
mean, there
came,
was a stretch where watching the Hopkins fight was like,
telling
Yeah,
you know.
it's gonna be
it
it.
was when he was like 20-0, and it was starting to be boring.
I'm talking about you can expect a disqualification.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, Floyd had a rough spot too, where some of his wasn't entertaining. I'll tell you honestly, what made him more entertaining was when he let Floyd Senior start training him again.
Man, I think they was hating on Floyd, man. Floyd always had the skills. Like people just wanted to see him
That's
lose.
my favorite boxer.
But yeah, Floyd always had the skills. You know,
Oh,
I just
so
think
so so I gotta ask you, Chip. So have you seen most or all of Floyd's fights?
y'all seen them pretty much all of them. Yeah.
Okay, so I've seen all of Floyd's fights, and I am a Floyd fan. Some people think I'm a undercover hater, but I'm not. I love Floyd. Um, the Jose Luis Castilla first fight.
Mm-hmm.
I will go to my grave saying Floyd lost that fight. I don't care what nobody say. Like that is the one and only fight where I look at and I say, "Man, Floyd lost that fight." Do you remember that fight when he broke his hand?
I, I
Hmm.
I remember that fight, but I'm gonna tell you one thing about when people great like Floyd great, it only takes for them to get hit. more than you used to seeing them being hit. For you to be like, oh, they lost. You know what I'm saying? It don't be like that. It's just like he got hit more than you used to. You know what I'm saying? If you go back and watch the fight and turn it down, it's like you probably gonna see it the way the judge scored it. You know what I'm saying? But like when a person that's that great and that good, when you see them get hit more more than you used to see them get hit, and you see them in a competitive fight when they just used to just shoulder roll and everything and counter. I mean, you just ain't used to seeing it, so it already put that thought in her like, oh, that was close. He
Yeah,
lost. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go back and try it again. Just turn the volume down, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'll probably do that tonight. Smoke me a cigar and watch that one again.
Which one?
Say
Which fight?
the first Jose Luis Castillo Floyd fight.
Yeah.
Because Floyd dogged him in the rematch, but Floyd's gonna do that to anybody that he gets.
Before I get up out of here, I want to suggest a fight for you to watch too, man. While you got your cigar, man. Just in case you ain't seen this one. Marvin Hagler and John the Beast Mugabe.
Oh, that is a good fight.
I haven't seen the whole fight, but I've seen highlights from it, like on YouTube
Yeah,
and stuff.
that was a
Fire,
good fight through and through.
fire. Yeah,
Now I'm
That
gonna
showed
check
that
it
was the
out.
real art of boxing in that fight, and it was back. They was going at it toe to
fire.
toe, 15 rounds.
I'm talking about, man. They went crazy. Check that
Well,
one out.
champ, don't be a stranger, man. We appreciate you coming back through,
Okay.
giving your thoughts and wisdom, man.
No doubt, man. I'm hoping we get back on before the fight. Come on, man.
Yeah, we can do something, and then when you come to town, man, this time I won't be in Myrtle Beach, man. We got to kick it. Make sure Nate gets you that steak dinner that he been ducking
Hey, man, holler
this
at your
whole time.
co-host, man. Holler at your co-host, man. Tell him to pay his tab. No.
I'm good on my toes, man. I'm good on my toes,
I
man.
don't want no smoke. I just told you I'm too old, man.
Well, all right, champ. We
Hey,
appreciate you, man.
let's appreciate y'all, man. Thanks for
All
having
right,
me on.
Brody. All right, I'll get with you in a minute.
I
Yes,
appreciate
sir. So, folks who tuned in today for the Bud Crawford Canelo Alvarez preview show, we want to thank you for tuning in. You know, me and Nate are big boxing guys, so we get a little bit more excited about the boxing game than some other people do. Want to remind you to make sure you're following Factual Opinions Podcast on Twitter, or X as it's called now. Make sure you're following on the pages that we actually use, more so IG and Facebook. Make sure if you're an audio person, you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Amazon Music. The live stream will be on Facebook for 30 days until they delete it. And of course, remain on YouTube forever and ever. We appreciate you stopping back through. We will try and do it better the next time.
For sure.